So this episode was in fact live streamed, meaning that of course we made a few mistakes. One being that I forgot to unmute me and Walker. But don't worry, because I fixed it shortly within the episode. Please enjoy.
It's a live episode of Heard About It. First time we've done an episode live. So, exciting stuff. And as you video watchers have already noticed, audio watchers have not noticed already, we have a special guest with us in between me and Jackson. One and only Mr. Crispalicious. He is a YouTuber and very Hello, I'm Crispalicious, and I'm here with Heard About It. I'm very excited. Very excited. No, and of course, as always, we have our wonderful guy on camera too. He doesn't have a camera with us today. I just realized. Sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately not.
Yeah, he's right there.
I'm here.
Beautiful man.
Actually, you couldn't hear him. Now you can hear him.
Now you can hear.
Ah.
Yeah.
Actually, you couldn't hear Walker or me.
What? Oh. Do
I
you want
had
to redo
us
that?
muted. No, we're good. We're streaming.
I want to
We're
no. Let's
live. We're
restart.
live.
I'm gonna
We're
say.
live. No, I mean,
will
they
we-
can hear you through his mic.
Okay, you think so?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's fine. Also,
It's just like
If you
mumbles
didn't-
and then,
yeah.
hello, I'm
If you didn't hear that, this is Mr. Crispalicious, amazing YouTuber, and the mics are working now. You don't just you're getting it, but the mics are working now. Mr. Crispalicious is a great YouTuber and a member of Hello Shovelhead, Boston College's sketch comedy group, as a writer and cast member. He's our special guest tonight, or this morning. I'm tired, guys. But no, we have a really fun episode for y'all this morning as live, and anything can happen live, but not really. We're gonna keep it pretty chill.
I don't remember if y'all remember. Again, anything can happen live. But he was on our Lethal Company stream along with Kiran, and
And our great vlog
that's
on the gaming
that's
trip.
a stream lost in time because of Twitch's stupid.
Yeah, we
thing
never
where
got
you-
it back.
like
We
the
streamed
and
it,
then-
and we
and then
never
I-
got the
I
VOD.
thought it used to be 30 days, didn't it?
yeah, it's 30 days.
It's changed to 7 days.
Oh, seriously?
And so I wasn't able
You
to
thought,
save it into the direct.
Oh.
it'll be there.
The
It'll
direct
be
is
there.
gone.
I used to get, I can't remember if I do or not, but I used to get a Twitch Prime for free because of Amazon Prime, and I think they might have changed it. But I think maybe for Twitch Prime, it's 30 days.
It says 14 days now.
Oh,
Which is
all right.
come on, Twitch.
Yeah.
Come
But-
on. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Absolutely tragic.
Why are we still on this platform? Why are we streaming here?
Frequent collaborator over here. So it's glad that we finally get to have him on a official episode.
Thank you.
So
It's not even an interview. That's how.
it's not even an interview. We're just talking like a normal episode, which brings us to our first big discussion topic. Kiran, what is it? Did we brief you? I don't remember if we briefed you actually.
I don't.
It's okay.
Our first topic is difficulty
In
in
gaming, which is a topic that has come up more recently due to Elden Ring DLC that just came out that people are a little mad at because they finally felt like it went too far in
People are
difficulty.
mad at it? Why are they mad at it?
Because it's the first time like the hardcore like Souls like it's a big deal because like the first time a lot of the hardcore Souls like fan base are calling out the game.
Ooh.
A lot of times people will complain about a Soulsborne and the hardcore fans will be like, get good.
Yeah.
That isn't happening this time with Shout of the Air Tree. So yeah. But so now it's come up, difficulty in gaming. I know interesting thing to talk about. Jackson, do you think the most difficult game you've beaten? Or like the game you've like the hardest difficulty setting you've ever beaten? Like what's your greatest accomplishment in a game given difficulty?
Beating Celeste.
Beating Celeste.
That
100% beating it or like getting all like the strawberries and the B-sides?
I'm on my way to do that. I'm like probably about 70% there.
Yeah.
picked
Celeste
it
is
up in a while.
actually a game I did want to talk about in terms of I think that's one of those games.
segue.
It does a really good job of handling difficulty, I think. We can get to later. Crispalicious, do you have a favorite game or like hardest difficulty you've beaten?
I think I'm honestly like 15 minutes off of 100%ing Celeste.
Oh,
Oh,
really?
wow.
So also Celeste.
Nice.
Well, as far as like platformers, because like when I was a kid, I'd play, like Halo.
Yeah.
But that was so long ago that I like can't remember, and I also had, like
You
I
didn't
had
beat it. You
friends that
probably
were, like,
didn't
playing
beat it on
with me.
Legendary.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
not.
Mine, it's probably a toss-up between beating all 3 endings of Undertale, which was very difficult,
Really?
or there's some difficult boss fights in Undertale.
Sorry, I guess I can't say anything. I've beaten Genocide like 14 times.
Yeah, like you're used to it, but like it was a big deal when I beat Genocide.
Don't ask me why I put myself through that pain.
Sociopath over here. No, but and then
First timeline I beat as well, so I didn't.
But no, it was.
Passive
I love
is-
that story though, because you were like you couldn't get through any of it, like you couldn't get neutral or pacifist, and you were like, "What can I beat this game?" And then you got through Genocide,
exactly
and then
how it
after
happened.
Genocide, you just like you said you like went like blew through the other two.
I
'cause it
beat
was, like,
Asgore
nothing to
first
you.
try because it was
Oh, wow.
so
Dude,
easy.
I thought
Yeah,
Asgore,
that's
like
awesome. I
the
think
first
it should
time,
be
like
2 tries.
when I fought Asgore, I was like, "What is going?" Like I like thought this was his.
And I
like,
beat-
It took me forever.
I don't, but I feel like everybody can beat. What is the special flower called?
Omega
Omega
Flowey?
flower.
That's a
the easier
forced
one.
win,
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
Were you
No.
one of those people that, not that this is like a bad thing, were you one of those people that would like between classes you would like go on that website where you like
Oh,
practice
the beat
fighting?
No,
sets.
actually, it was blocked on school Wi-Fi. I did try.
We got it through. We got it through
I
our
did
school
try.
Wi-Fi. One of my good friends, that's what he would do when he wasn't, and like he would just like, I'd just see him back there.
And every
And you
once
know,
in a while I'd be like, yay.
no.
I don't know.
But the
If
other
you
one,
don't know what he's talking about, there's a website to where you can practice the Sans boss fight, and just do that online. But
I was gonna say the other one I think was probably beating all of Super Punch Out undefeated with no saves. Getting to that point where I had Super Punch Out down at such a point where I could get through every character undefeated without any like suspend points.
I
or
have this
anything.
very specific memory to where Walker went up to our youth pastor, and like the first thing he said to him was, "I can beat Super Punch Out in one try."
Did I say that to our youth pastor the first time he showed up?
Not the first time he showed up, just like random like youth group. You just walked up to him. And
I
just
was a
told him.
different cat younger, but we don't know to talk about that. But no. Celeste, though, I wanted to talk about, though. Back to Celeste. What's great about its difficulty is that it does that thing where there's the base levels that you can just play through, and they're not easy, but they're very doable. And then if someone enjoys the gameplay and wants to challenge themselves, then they could do kind of the post game levels. They can go for all the strawberries. They can go for the B-sides, which offers kind of these many more difficult challenges. And I think platformers do the best job with difficulty, where it's like, hey, here's the base levels. Okay, now you think you've mastered the game. Here's the hardest levels we have to offer. You know, and I think like Mario does a good job with that, with like the extra levels.
Yeah, they like do like a fake out. It'll literally be like the last level, and then you play it, and it's like, and then another level. And it's like really hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I
Champions
never
Road.
I
Champions
Champions
Road.
Road,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank you.
Which I don't think I've ever actually gotten. I've played Champions Road on someone else's account. I've
I
never
got
to
to
Champions
it
Road.
on my Switch because if you don't know, I think I've talked about this before. Super Mario 3D World is my favorite, in quotes, 3D Mario game.
Yeah.
Still debating on that. And when it came out with the Switch, I didn't even play. I played Bowser's Fury probably about 15 minutes, and then I went and played that game, and I'm like 100% in it because I love that game so much.
No. You don't
You
hear
did, like
you-
every character, every flag.
Oh, very
I did
close.
that too. It's
Very
like
close.
torture.
I didn't do it all, but I got close.
You know what's very
couldn't beat
embarrassing for me?
Champions
I've yet to be Darker Side on Odyssey.
I haven't either.
It's hard. That's a
I haven't
difficult
even
one.
gotten to it though. I
I'll
didn't make
raise
it.
you. I have yet to beat Odyssey.
That's a little I beat Dark Side, which isn't. I think Dark Side.
Yeah, Dark Side was fine.
It's fine. It's
That was
doable.
with all the.
It's a
main
boss
bosses.
rush.
Yeah.
Essentially. Darker Side though, I mean, I think there's no save points. I mean,
There's
it's a gauntlet.
There's a glitch that
There is the glide on.
Adam showed us. He was on this podcast earlier as a speedrun interview, but he showed me that if you like hit something right, then you can just become invincible for the entire.
Oh. There's also the glide on skip, which isn't much of an exploit, but it's just if you have motion controls, if you get the glide on, if you just shake it rapidly, you can get over a whole section of Darker Side.
I speed ran Happy Wheels Mobile Edition. because if
There's
you,
a mobile edition of the game.
there was, and if you like toggled between the lean left and lean forward, which you know are like buttons in the game.
Yeah.
But if you did it on touchscreen like really
Yeah.
fast, you slid your thumb, you could fly with the bike.
Oh, because
Would,
like the
lean,
physics,
and
yeah.
then he would like fly. So I was like one of 3 Happy Wheels mobile speedrunners.
Did you check speedrun.com? You went to Happy Wheels
I had
Mobile?
my times.
Like
up there. I no longer.
five people
I no
down
longer
there.
am.
Oh, we're looking it up.
on
We're
the
looking it up.
leaderboards. Oh no, the stream can't see this, right?
We're looking up on
I don't even know
speedrun.com
what my
Happy
name-
Wheels.
because this was before I like established consistent branding.
Is it just under Happy Wheels?
It may just be
It's
under Happy
under
Wheels.
Happy Wheels, and I
be
think it's a
category.
section.
Oh yeah, you'd have to go to Android. No, iOS.
I had
Yeah.
a different name. Yeah.
Android. Was it iOS? Why is PC and iOS together?
Okay,
me
his
silence
alarm.
My apologies. Unprofessional.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. You'd have to be American, right?
Yeah.
It's a good mix,
It
though.
seems
Like,
as though Boy Genius has taken my
why has the indie rock supergroup Boy Genius taken over the
Yeah,
leaderboards
that's
of?
unfortunate.
He did pretty good. He went from 1:19 to 24 seconds.
Well, these are all different
That's
levels,
improvement
right?
there. It is.
Oh, these
Yeah,
are
that's what it
levels.
is, yeah.
Oh, I see.
It has
Observation
it.
remains.
Yeah, no, that is impressive.
Would it be
Anyway.
under Crispalicious.
No,
No.
I'm saying it was before my brand.
Yeah.
I don't know what my
Oh,
username is.
okay.
I
Yeah.
apologize.
But I find difficulty in gaming like it has to be there has to be a good mix of like when you finally beat it, you feel good and you feel like you've accomplished something. I should not feel frustrated that you're looking at my hand motions as I'm doing this.
Oh, me?
But-
Yeah, I was just
No.
like, being attentive.
No, but I should not feel frustrated when I get to into certain section of a game. And I think a lot of that comes from, this is not what I wanted to talk about, which was artificial difficulty, which is a whole other level where like, you know, there's some glitch or something jank about the game in which it makes the thing super hard. But I think difficulty, you know, it has to be a good balance. One game I think that's handled it well is Helldivers. I feel like every time I play a round of Helldivers, I think I'm so close to dying
Yeah.
the whole
so true,
time.
yeah.
But then you still like there's still never a chance that like you're done for, but you always feel like you're all about to die.
Yeah, the swarms are usually well
The
adjusted.
swarm, it's such a well-adjusted game, and that's what they wanted to create, this feeling that you're so overwhelmed and it's just these like 3 or 4 guys against these massive hordes.
Yeah.
And it does it well. So I think that's a really good game. It handles difficulty well.
I've never played Helldivers.
Yeah.
Yes,
I played like 3 hours, I think, tops, and then I was like,
That would be a game Kiran would really enjoy.
Sidebar, apparently it's lost. This has nothing to do, but Helldivers topic. Apparently it's lost like 90% of its player base recently.
Whoa, what happened?
Yeah, it was like a dramatic drop.
Probably it's because of the attention spans that we've been talking about.
Well,
oh,
it's
thought
I
it was
think
like
what
the
it
new
is
COD Zombies.
usually games have like a gradual decrease in player base, I feel like. Helldivers, I think so many people held on. They had like their player base sustained for so long. So I think there was a mass burnout instead of a gradual burnout.
It's kinda like
Because
what happened with-
everyone stayed.
Do y'all not know
like-
the whole controversy with Helldivers?
No.
PlayStation.
Oh,
thing.
Oh, the
okay.
PSN
Let
thing?
me, yeah.
Oh, a film?
Yeah. We've talked about that before.
The
But
PlayStation Network.
That was so significant. It cut off like 100-something countries from playing
but
the game.
they fixed it, right? Or no? Did they not?
I'm not sure.
I thought they fixed it.
They might have.
I thought they had fixed it, so I didn't think that was part of it, but I could be wrong.
Maybe their player base just dropped off because the new Fortnite.
It's like, ooh,
New
no.
Fortnite season is awful. I will die on that hill.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sorry, we made Jackson.
Yeah, you made me
apologies.
forget.
My apologies.
You had something to say about Minecraft, though.
Yeah,
it's
I did.
difficult.
Yeah, I
to do,
did.
right, Crispalicious?
It was like that's actually what I was gonna say. I was gonna segue to that. No, I was.
It comes
because
to
I was gonna say
Go
it's
ahead.
similar to what happened in Minecraft back in 2016 when everybody just started hating it for no reason.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? Like,
And then
Yeah, it
it
was a
didn't.
sad,
I don't
sad
feel
year
like
for me.
there was that weird period where
fell off.
Minecraft was uncool for like a few years. It was weird. I feel like.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it
what
never was for me because I'm like addicted to it.
But I feel like it was Minecraft. Okay, Minecraft's gone, and then like it was from 16, and then was
And
it
then 2020,
PewDiePie?
it was like
PewDiePie picked
2019.
it back up in what was that? 18,
18 or 19.
18 or 19. So there was that 2 to 3 year period where like no one was playing Minecraft.
And then
'cause it was-
COVID is where it really skyrocketed.
yeah, and then
because
COVID.
PewDiePie actually released a video saying that he might come out of retirement and play Minecraft again.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah, like very
I saw the
recently, like, a
thumbnail for
week
that. I don't
ago,
watch
think.
his.
he
content, but I
served
did-
his time off the
Yeah, I know. But the timeline on that, you're right. It was PewDiePie comes back, COVID hits, Minecraft becomes massive mainstream. You have like new gen Minecraft names, people that are now canceled, like Dream.
Yeah.
And Minecraft Mondays, Minecraft Monday tournaments, like the rise of Technoblade.
MCC.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Queso.
I know.
Something
I-
bad.
I-
Something bad about Technoblade. That would have been sad.
and
did
I
you-
actually
did you
just
see his
saw
new video?
Tom Innett's video.
Yeah.
And that video. There's two.
yeah.
that got released.
The
I
new
don't-
one was.
I actually
I
cried
enjoyed
at the end.
Oh, that's.
I don't watch Minecraft videos.
Boo. That should be a live stream idea. We force Walker to watch Minecraft videos.
Have my personality explained
No.
instantly.
This is what I do in Minecraft. Every time I play Minecraft, and I think I've mentioned this on the show. I'm not sure if I
Yeah.
do. Every time I get on Minecraft, I just make a farm and think I'm gonna be the one controlling the food supply while they're already at iron. In like 5 minutes, I'm like, haha, yes, soon the wheat will be mine. And they're like, guys, we almost got the Ender portal ready.
We
It's like
should-
soon.
we should
Control of the wheat.
have a Minecraft stream because I know Walker you don't. And
I enjoy it.
enjoy-
I think I would actually enjoy it. I'm not good at it.
I don't think.
And I
it's
don't
because
know
you haven't-
how to be
You
good
haven't
at
had a chance to play with friends a lot on that.
I haven't had a chance to play with friends a lot, and I don't think I've ever actually sat down and played a good console version of it or Java edition.
Well, that's the thing is that there's just 2 versions now.
Yeah,
So,
but like I don't think I've
but
ever
we'd be on
played it
Java.
on like an X. I've played it on Switch and mobile, which are kind of like the 2 worst ways to play it.
well, Switch is fine. Actually,
Switch
Switch
is
is really good in handheld because you can tap for your inventory.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
It's pretty good.
but you said something that you like something
I
about
had the Wii U
difficulty in
version.
Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I had this whole I had like a spiel.
As you can
so-
see,
Yeah,
He came
I have
prepared.
notes.
Unlike us, he came prepared.
prepared.
We never come with notes.
I came
And
stumbling
Crispalicious
over my
was
Like,
words.
notes being like beyond the setup.
Oh
somehow,
no!
and that
Hey,
was not the
I feel
case.
that's a compliment that you thought we had
Yeah, well,
notes
yeah.
because I thought it sounded very clear that we were totally.
Yeah, I thought it was too.
No,
Yeah.
it's. I thought that was like the bit was like, oh, segue, season 1 segue or whatever you guys were talking about. But
No, it's been purely just.
It's been
riffing.
purely
that's
just like
amazing. That's good improv.
Yeah.
I'm
We
more
should
of
get
a
a
sketch man myself.
We should get a teleprompter for you. Like, on the camera.
Oh, and I can like lock in,
Like-
and, like, read it really.
I hate those.
seriously.
I hate those. There's this streamer that I used to watch. I don't watch him anymore because I get scared because he has a teleprompter on his camera, and so when he's reading chat, which is what
Yeah.
the teleprompter is, he's staring at you like this, just reading you.
So, guys,
Have you ever
Stop
seen-
staring into my soul.
Have you seen that clip? You know Bill O'Reilly, the news guy?
Yeah, it's
have you seen
the emotional
clip?
breakdown.
Well, like, because he was on Inside Edition and he was like closing it out. And you know, like how they record the segment that's about to air like 5 minutes during commercial break?
Yeah.
Like that's, so he's trying to do the last segment and the teleprompter's like being weird and it's saying like play it out and he can't read it. He's not sure what it's supposed to say and he's just like, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Yeah, that's Bill O'Reilly. Yeah. And he's like, what does that mean? I can't read that. And then he's like, yeah. Anyway, Minecraft difficulty, go.
Oh, all right. So I think difficulty should not like define your experience of the game. It should make the experience of the game optimally suited to who you are as a player. To better explain this, I think movies or book genres are a good analogy because someone who wants to watch a really well-made movie but doesn't like gore or blood or violence, like things that aren't family friendly, won't watch a horror movie because even if the horror movie is well made, well acted, well produced, they're not going to enjoy that. Like they're going to pick like a rom-com, like something softer around the edges but still produced and like made really well.
Yeah.
Because to them that's a good movie. So I think Minecraft is an amazing example of difficulty in video games because Minecraft being a game, a sandbox game, like what you make of it, offers all these different game modes to cater to whether or not someone wants a rom-com experience in Minecraft or a horror experience in Minecraft.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a stretch, but
like I get the
Yeah.
horror experience because there's zombies and everywhere, but like,
It meaning that like
No, yeah, I know, yeah.
hardcore in Minecraft, it's a difficulty you can select if you've never played the game. That when you die, your ability to interact with the world gets deleted, so you can still
Yeah.
spectate it and fly around it, but it's like gone forever. Whereas if you're in creative mode, you can't unalive, and it's like fun. You
Yeah.
just like go around building. That some people like the survival element of it, and some people like the
building
creative
element.
element. So it caters universally.
Yeah,
And
no,
I think
agree.
that's like unlike.
And then
like
there's
a
Bed
Souls
Wars.
game. Yeah, like
Which-
Hypixel.
I've never played Bed Wars, but I've always wanted to play it because it seems like a blast.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm sure like that's
It's
that's
great.
always fun.
Those
like,
those are on servers that you have to.
yeah, and that's why you
Okay.
need Java Edition. I know those
Yeah.
are. Yeah,
Well,
I
you
know
can-
those are
Which is
servers.
community.
Bedrock
run.
I'm not an
has-
idiot when it comes to Minecraft.
But
I
did you-
understand.
Did you know Bedrock has their own built-in servers?
Oh, really?
Yeah. There's they don't have Hypixel, but they have the Hive. Others, I don't know the rest,
Yeah.
but I
I
used
did see
to play
the
them all.
Technoblade video way back when he plays on like the Bedrock version, like Windows 10 Bedrock version, and he connects to the servers. But he's the only one that can speed bridge and like move
Oh,
super
yeah.
fast because he's on a keyboard. Yeah. I thought
Did
that
he
was
just
funny.
like clean house?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's like,
it's
this isn't challenging.
Also, the comments, the combat in Bedrock actually sucks because it's just spam and click. There's no like time to reset your weapon. Instead, it's just click, 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 click.
Oh,
click, click,
really?
click.
Yeah,
Oh, I
and
didn't know.
When you're on a
See-
controller too, like the trigger
Yeah,
is
you just-
annoying, and it's like
Yeah.
it's hard
Yeah.
to jitter.
I'll try Java Edition eventually. Probably. I've a new
You'll
Mac.
try
I'm
it
just
when we
gonna get on my Mac.
stream it.
Yeah, it runs well on Mac.
Yeah, I've heard it runs well on
It
Mac.
does,
So,
That's what I usually play it on.
but yeah, I that's just such a great point though. Is that games that can cater to anyone are always good, but also I've heard a great the Helldivers developer actually came up with a great quote talking about the Elden Ring difficulty. It said a game that's for everybody can be a game that's for nobody. You know, and I think Minecraft is different because it's not like it's trying to do everything.
Yeah, I was
But it
kind
has
of
two lanes.
cheating with
It
the
has
sandbox
two
example,
it has
but-
two lanes, which I think are good. So it has, but I think it's okay to say, hey, I'm making a game for these people, and so these are the people that I want to play it. Like I don't think the people making Unicorn Overlord, which was this great, I've played the demo and it's amazing. It's this great tactical RPG. I don't think they're expecting a mass audience to play it. I think they'd love a mass audience to play it, but I think what they are hoping is, hey, there's a group of gamers out there that love hardcore tactical RPGs. Let's make a game for them. And that's, I think, where difficulty comes into play, and it's what kind of how difficult is this genre, and how can we still make this a good game, and but still make it appealing without make it feel easy. Because I think an easy game with no challenge is worse than an overly difficult game. Right? I mean, I think
Yeah, because a franchise that I actually have a problem with as far as difficulty is like the Kirby games.
yeah,
At
like
least
that's
a lot
the
of the,
that's the
more
famous one.
recent ones where it's
Yeah.
just clicking like B and holding forward.
I did
kinda sad.
I did like the hardest challenge you could do on Star Allies. It was like the
Yeah, me
hardest thing you
too,
could do in the
yeah.
game with a friend. We beat it first try. That should not like there should be some challenge there where if I don't play Star Allies. Like I was jumping in like, "Oh, let's try this." And we beat the boss rush first try.
Yeah.
No.
Same
That's
thing.
that's not how it should work. But anyway, that was our topic on difficulty. I think it's time to transition. If you're wondering why Crispalicious is dressed the way he is, he
He
is
dresses like this
dressed
every day,
as no, he is dressed as Marty McFly because we are reviewing the one and only movie Back to the Future today.
What many people consider to be a perfect film.
Really? They think it's a perfect film?
Mm-hmm.
I think I've expressed to you my big hiccup with that movie with the time travel
Is it your
rules.
John Mulaney influenced?
No. It's not the John. John Mulaney doesn't even mention it. It's the, and we can get into it later, and I'll just mention it. They're not consistent with the time travel rules of whether going back in time changes or causes the future.
Why? Because of like the Johnny Be Good.
Well, there's the Johnny Be Good. There's like how he changes the relationship with his parents and Biff, but also he causes the guy to run for mayor.
Yeah. Goldie Wilson.
But you can't. There's two trains of thought you have with
The
Oh,
idea,
time travel.
yeah,
no. The
yeah,
idea
I see
being
it.
he was going to become mayor, but Marty sped it up.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. There's two. Kiran, back me up here. You've been quiet. So we all know how time travel works in sci-fi.
Can I quote the whole
Sure.
scene? Can I quote the whole scene?
If you can quote the whole scene, sure. This is his favorite film, by the way.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna clean up this town, and then they're like, it's the movie that takes place in 1955, and they're like, a colored mayor, that'll be the day. But then, Marty's like, yeah, no, you should do it. He's like, you should go for it, and he's like, mayor, I like the sound of that. So he knows he's gonna go like to try and clean up the town politically.
Yeah.
But he doesn't think mayor until Marty says it. So the idea is just he sped it up.
I don't know. Well, so does when he goes back, does Barry Goldie, was he mayor earlier? Is he not? Was he already mayor when he goes back in the present? Or is he still
because
running?
it's like re-elect Mayor Goldie Wilson.
So it's saying
when it's like going down the street, he's about to kiss his girlfriend. In front of the
so
clock tower.
it does change.
Yeah,
it
and then-
goes from
and then when he
elect to
goes back-
re-elect.
Yeah, it goes from elect to re-elect.
It does. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
So
I
I
had to
thought
defend my child.
no. That's fair. Because what I thought what it was is that it makes it seem like he's the reason he decided to run for mayor. I didn't know it goes from elect to re-elect. So it does have consistency. I forget. So it is the perfect film.
Yeah,
but,
but as Walker said last episode, this is a very Spielbergian director, or not last episode, but like one or two ago. You were
I said, what movie was it?
Spielbergian?
Oh,
Goodfellas?
it was Castle in the Sky.
Castle.
I
No.
said Castle in the Sky was it was Castle in the Sky.
It was Harry Potter.
No. I said
it was
Chris Columbus.
It was movies 4 through 7 part 2.
No,
right?
it was 1, 2. 1 and 2 were
that's
directed
all.
by Chris Columbus, who was kind of the school of Spielberg.
Yeah, they're very
And Robert
different.
Zemeckis is very in the similar vein. Robert Zemeckis, I feel like, does not get talked enough. When you talk about
okay,
the
so
great, I
this
mean,
is my
you
opening.
look at his repertoire of works. Yeah, if you want to do your his
Yeah, so
pull up, Jackson, pull up his list.
I have it right
have
here.
it?
So
Okay.
Robert Zemeckis is the director of Back to the Future, along with Bob Gale. Him and Bob Gale like wrote it and then rewrote it. And they both went by Bob at the time, so it was like the Bobs are making this movie. But Robert Zemeckis being the director, obviously has a little more influence. And where to start? Oh my goodness, it is jelly spread it on toast. Robert Zemeckis has done Forrest Gump, Castaway, that's like Tom Hanks, like, well said.
Yeah.
The Polar Express, which I actually adore.
Yeah.
With he's always like using like
He did Polar
He
Express.
does. He loves that motion capture
Yeah,
because
he
he
loves that
also
motion
did
capture.
Did he
Christmas
just-
Carol.
and he
with Jim Carrey.
he also did Monster House.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
okay. A little spiel about Monster House. So I did not realize that was motion capture until recently, and I saw a backstage, like behind the scenes clip of Steve Buscemi doing the scene where he runs up at the key.
Isn't that great?
I love this movie.
Look it up. It's
Contact
so
is-
and
funny.
Contact.
good.
Yeah, I remember when that came out.
You remember it came out in
Yeah.
1997.
Oh, and did he do?
I saw a trailer for a movie called Contact that scared me, and I was like a kid, I was
Oh.
super young.
I think
So maybe
What year
he did
was
Who
watching
Framed.
the DVD, and it was
Yeah.
on the DVD.
Oh,
And
yeah,
Robert
Pulp
Zemeckis
Fiction.
did. And Robert Zemeckis did Who Framed Roger Rabbit as well, right?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Which is, integrating 2D
Yeah, another
animation
great-
into
yeah.
live action film. That was like
Which was a very
important
big deal.
film for the
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah, very important because there's a big shift. You notice a lot of people point to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. In the 80s, cartoons are all advertising. Like even the kids' cartoons, it's to sell toys. There's no substance of like we're just doing it to do it. And then Who Framed Roger Rabbit, kind of with the nostalgia and kind of bringing back the classic cartoons that were more of just like fun and to do it, and had a little bit more of an adult edge to it in kind of the 50s and 60s with Looney Tunes and Mickey Mouse. Then after Who Framed Roger Rabbit, you get into the 90s, which was kind of the renaissance, a huge decade for animation, because then you get
Space Jam.
this Space Jam. But you get like The Simpsons. You get start getting adult animated sitcoms. You get Batman the Animated Series. You get all these great 90s cartoons that were still for kids, but you could tell came back. Beavis and Butthead. I love Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, like cartoons that cater to adults but are still entertaining for a younger audience, like where the like raunchy jokes of the,
Yeah.
of the industry will go over the kid's head.
Yeah, and that's when that kind of started. My favorite 90s cartoon, though, of all time. I love the Batman animated series, but The Tick is still my personal favorite.
He talks about that all the time.
It's so funny. It's such a good, like,
That
it's,
was like Bob's Burgers or something.
that was more 2010s, actually. It's a more recent show.
I didn't know we were limited by era.
I was doing
My
90s.
fault. Oh,
I was talking about my favorite 90s
Oh,
cartoons.
okay.
This is The Tick, which just is really, really funny. The one I've always wanted to watch, which I never got into, was Animaniacs. But
well,
everyone
it's the first season. I don't know how much you're missing out.
I watched
really?
it a
I
lot.
don't know.
What
watched
When I was a kid, then we had the DVD.
It's
have it
funny.
on the
I don't know.
car.
They
Yeah.
make a bunch of references like Gex, but it's like PG, where they're like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, this reminds me of Jerry Springer." And
Well,
like,
it's.
what is
I
happening?
mean, because it's Spielberg and it's like classic Warner Brothers. So yeah, it's weird, but no. Back to the topic at hand, because we got sidetracked to talk about how amazing Robert Zemeckis is. Back to the Future is an amazing 80s film.
Yes.
And, look up Robert Zemeckis. We can't say enough positive things.
Oh, yeah.
And
His
however,
new movie here looks really good. Robert Zemeckis' new movie with Tom Hanks.
He has 4 new movies going on right now.
Yeah, we just saw that on IMDb. But here, it's all going to be
Here.
one shot.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's him?
Yeah, that's Robert Zemeckis. It's all going to be one shot in the same location from like dinosaur age
Hanks.
to the end of this couple's life. Isn't that not?
Yeah, I'm really
that's
excited
so
for it.
cool.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
He loves this stuff, like with match shooting.
Oh yeah.
Like in Back to the Future, a little bit in 1, but a lot in 2. There's like match shooting where you can have Michael J. Fox be in 3 scenes at once, or have Christopher Lloyd talk to himself. Like in Back to the Future 2, like they go to the. I mean, I'm not going to talk about Back to the Future 2 that much, but like you have old Marty, young Marty, and like middle-aged Marty, like all talking to each other in one scene. Like the fruit comes down, it's like retract.
Here's another movie he's working on. In a futuristic world where men and robots fight side by side, a disgraced special forces officer is forced to train a team of android soldiers for a deadly mission to find the robot's creator.
Somewhat similar.
That's
to that,
Small
I think.
Soldiers,
Like
right?
With
Small soldiers, right? Like the toy soldiers
I think so.
that are like.
No, it's the one with Tom Hanks. It's futuristic. It was released on like Apple TV Plus.
Finch.
Finch.
Yeah. Anyway,
That's
but
somewhat similar.
Also, I don't know if anybody's heard about this, but I saw this the other day.
Nice.
they're doing a fourth
Jurassic
Jurassic
World
World
4?
4. I saw that.
Yeah.
Let it end.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be a trilogy. They're making a 4th Jurassic World.
But anyway, back to the Future.
yeah, sorry.
But no.
Right. So he utilizes this great directing style to put you like directly in the shoes of the protagonist. There's a heavy mix of like high and low angle shots to either make the characters and their situations look massive, like from a low angle, or to make like put you in the perspective of how like weak the protagonist Marty like really is. Like he's not this like Terminator like figure that's unstoppable. Like he's a mess up. He's late to school.
Yeah.
Well, like he's very weak. So when Biff like walks over to him at the bar, you get that super iconic shot where you can like barely look over his shoulders.
Yeah.
And I just like I love his directing in this is so cinematic and like protagonist centered.
I do want to talk about Marty McFly is a very very good, interesting 80s protagonist, because John Mulaney in his great bit about Back to the Future does make this point where they're like the joke is that they're pitching it and they're like, is he cool like Ferris Bueller? And they're like, no. And it's like, no, yeah, which is, he is more of this underdog, but he's more relatable in that way.
Yeah, he's more relatable. And
like
also,
no one.
He's going to kiss his mom.
Ugh.
Yeah, that whole thing is weird. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a whack
Got
plot.
funded for that. I know it took
It's
them
the
a long
weirdest.
time to get funded, but
It's also like, it's got to be one of the first films that brought time travel as a mass. That did something very well. I guess Doctor Who was really big, but in American, it was the first really big mainstream time travel thing project, right? I mean, and Christopher Lloyd. I just want to talk about what an amazing actor Christopher Lloyd is. I mean,
so talented.
does such a good job with that character and just how zany it is and how just like classic kind of mad scientist it is.
And I've watched documentaries on this film, and Christopher Lloyd would give like half a performance in rehearsals, and then as soon as they started running the camera, he would add in like 3 new things and like
To keep everyone on their toes.
Yeah, to keep everyone on their toes, because Marty as a character functions as a reaction to
Yeah.
what's happening to
Because
him.
like no one is prepared for what Doc's
Yeah.
gonna do, so if he kept that, that's really
So
cool.
Marty's like a reacting character, and as a result of that, you get a lot of like interesting play between Doc and Marty. That's like when Universal was like, we're making a second movie with or without you. They were like, we need to get Christopher Lloyd and Michael J. Fox back, because that chemistry can carry any movie.
Yeah.
And I think like the third being like the weakest of the entries. Like I think it has the least amount of like Doc and Marty time.
Yeah. I just love that Christopher Lloyd is still alive, and he was supposed to be playing an old man in the 80s.
Yeah, well, he had normal hair, and he comes to Robert Zemeckis, and he's like, I think that, there should be a Albert Einstein sort of, give to this character. I think it'll really make it make the sci-fi element of it like sellable to the grand public. And he pitched having gray hair to Robert Zemeckis, and Robert Zemeckis, who like allows a lot of freedom in his actors,
really? In his
like
characters?
a lot. Yeah, was like, go for it. And Christopher Lloyd was like, oh, I just got it.
My favorite gag in the whole Back to the Future scene is when he goes to see Doc in the past, in the 50s, right? And he's like makes him put on like the thing that can tell if he's lying or not, and he tells him like, I'm from the future, I know you, like I got stuck in the past. Marty, you know what this means? This thing doesn't work. Because that works on so many levels.
But if you pay attention to the questions he asks with the mind reading device, it actually is reading Marty's mind.
Oh, it is?
He goes, you come from a faraway place. And it's like,
Oh, yeah.
he does. And then
Yeah.
it's like, you seek, he's like talking about the questions. And if you think about the questions that he asks him, like it is reading Marty's mind. But he like takes it off and he's like, I came here in a time machine that you invented in 1985. And I need you to send me back to 1985. Back to the future.
Back to the Future. It's confusing, but
Yeah,
it's
a lot of people complain about it, but the goal of the movie is for Marty to go back to the future.
It is. I think you can make the argument, though, it is one of the strangest mainstream blockbusters ever.
Absolutely.
I just want to say it has time travel. One of the opening scenes is the main character getting shot by terrorists from
Yeah, that actually is the one part that didn't age well.
well.
Is like the Libyan terrorists.
which is like such an out of pocket thing to have in that kind of movie. Is the
It
terrorist?
is, but in the 80s when they're like, we need a conflict and we need Dr. Emmett Brown to come in contact with a large
Because they were like,
amount of
yeah,
nuclear
how does he
substance.
get? How does he get
nuclear
plutonium?
reactions?
He steals it like Walter White.
Yeah. But no, it's really good, and it is such a classic 80s film. It is, I think it's always, it does every time travel trope
Yeah,
really
it was
well.
the highest grossing film in 1985, stayed in theaters for like a record breaking at the time 9 months.
Oh, wow. That is
Um,
impressive.
Yeah,
9
and
months.
according to Box Office Mojo, it made 381 million in 1985. So adjusted with an inflation calculator,
yeah.
that calculator, it's actually almost 1.1 billion dollars today.
That's insane.
How much did it cost to make?
They had a really small budget, and they said you have
That's
to cut.
surprising.
So originally, there wasn't the bolt of lightning in the clock tower was a last minute addition. How he got back was he would break into a military base and set off a nuclear explosion.
I think
and
I
it was
remember that.
originally a fridge and not the DeLorean. So the DeLorean, the lightning strike, and the clock tower were all last minute additions.
Wait, like
And
the
they
whole thing?
reused the fridge idea later with Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I was
when he
gonna
survives
say.
the atomic explosion.
Yeah.
But originally that was the time machine was a fridge,
Oh.
and the fridge would require comedically an atomic bomb
Yeah.
to travel.
Also, I don't think there's, I think
Is that crazy?
Yeah.
that's,
really weird.
Did you know the clock towers from the Gremlins? It's the same one.
Oh, seriously?
Oh, it is?
That's
Oh,
the
that's cool.
same. Oh, that's awesome.
I think it's Gremlins.
Yeah.
It's one of those 80s movies around.
and then of course you get the amazing song "Power of Love" by Huey Lewis and the News from it.
Yeah,
which
you
is so
have
good.
Huey Lewis in the news, and you also have Alan Silvestri, and he composed the music. And
Yeah.
if you, we're looking at like the IMDb.
Yeah,
right
we're just
now for
watching.
references.
Yeah.
His other works include all of the Avengers music.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Oh.
Forrest Gump music,
He
and
did
notably
Polar Express.
Stuart Little too.
Am I wrong? Is Stuart Little's series not Robert Zemeckis? I know it's Michael J. Fox as Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't know if he directed Stuart
Yeah.
Little too.
no, Michael J. Fox though. I mean,
Silvestri
he
only did
yeah,
Stuart Little 2.
yeah.
He did not
Oh,
do
he did.
Stuart Little
Oh.
1.
No, that pairing is just really good, and just the idea of a DeLorean. Who comes up with that? Okay, it's a car. It's a
don't know.
DeLorean, and if you drive it fast
Put a
enough,
time machine in it.
it sends you back in time.
You put a time machine in a DeLorean? I love this movie. The problem with the time machine was when they realized they had to cut $5 million off the budget.
They
they're
couldn't
like,
do a
"We need
nuclear-
the time machine to be something that is like mobile and can react on its own.
Oh,
So that's why they were like, oh, let's put it in a car. So they picked the car that had the least like natural designs on it. Like a
Yeah.
DeLorean is a very like blank canvas, like sleek lines.
Yeah.
So that they could give it that like home brewed
Yeah.
like feel with all the additions without having the car's design itself get in the way.
It wouldn't
also-
have the same effect if the car was successful, because
Yeah, it's funny.
the fact that you don't see any of those on the road at all just makes that
Oh, yeah.
so special for the movie.
I do love that line where he's like, "You made it out of a DeLorean." He's like, "Thought if you're gonna make a time machine, you make it with some style." You know, like I just love like that's his reasoning.
No,
It's not
his
like
reasoning is, and the stainless steel frame actually helps with, and then Marty starts talking over him while he's explaining how it helps breach a hole in the space-time continuum. Because it's the only car at the time that had like a massive, thick stainless steel frame.
yeah.
And now we have the Cybertruck.
And what is it? Yeah, it's
This
Yeah.
DeLorean Cybertruck.
No. This is the DeLorean Alpha 5.
Oh, okay.
That's a new.
We're on the
they're-
DeLorean.com website.
This is their new car that they're releasing in like a few
They're
years.
still making cars.
yeah.
That's exciting. Do they fly?
No,
Tragic.
No.
it looks.
You
cool,
could
though.
you could get all right. You can only get one car. I think I know it's probably pretty easy for you, but Ecto 1 or the DeLorean.
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 Yeah, the Ecto 1 is like funny because it's like almost falling apart all
Yeah.
the time.
But you
know,
get all the
and
sirens.
Yeah, but definitely the DeLorean.
You could accidentally travel through time at any time.
Well, if I don't go 88 miles per hour.
Don't drive 85.
88 miles. I built
Does-
something that works.
Look
So-
on their website for the to test the speed. It's 0 to 88, and they also have 0 to 60, but 0 to 88 is like the main one.
Oh, that's nice. That's funny.
4
miles.
4.35 seconds. You can time travel that quickly.
That's great. That's so funny. Thank you for pulling that
Yeah.
up. That's great.
Is there anything else you want to say? There's so many good things to talk about. This
Silvestri,
movie.
I'll like speed it up a little, but there's a very famous like motif or leitmotif. I never took music theory.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie, that's just a little 6-note chord where it's like da 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 da
Yeah.
da 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 da, and that appears like all the time. It's like the Zelda secret unlocked
Yeah, yeah.
theme. It's like the da 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 da.
Is it when he discovers something about the time?
Yeah,
line
when
or
it,
something?
like, and it adds to like being and instead of like the da 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 like ends on a high note and there's resolution, the da 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 is just the same. So it's just mystical and it like pulls you in more. There's no resolution. There's only mystery.
Something's changed, Dingle.
Yeah,
Is
so
this it?
like you feel like you're in another
Here it is.
world.
Listen.
Here we go. We got it.
Introducing the ultimate AI voice.
Ad. Scream over
Hashtag
it.
not sponsored.
Yeah. That's very 80s. That sound there is
So
very
80s.
80s.
Very
But
iconic.
Such
I
That's
used
another-
that in an indie show recently.
such a weird, another bizarre thing though in Back to the Future though is the whole plot of like he's gonna stop existing soon and the photo thing, which is really cool, and I like that they keep that throughout the whole trilogy of the photo.
I love
You know,
that.
yeah, which is really cool. It's just like I find it
I love
weird.
that the photo doesn't cease to exist, just the people in
Yeah,
it. I think that's
I think that's
funny.
like they would still take.
Yeah.
And I also love like it's not that they immediately stop existing; it's that like it goes from oldest
I
to
know.
youngest, and they slowly like it's a slow process.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually I do like when that because I think it's like Atom Project talks about how like time has to like it takes time for timelines to work themselves out if they're changed. And like the
Yeah,
bigger,
that
the
there's, like,
longer of the,
development time.
and the longer or the bigger of the dramatic of the change, the longer it takes for time to sort itself out. So it's like, I'm not gonna spoil Atom Project, but they talk about that in Atom
Yeah,
Project,
but
which is another really really great time travel movie from more recent. It's Ryan Reynolds, with a kid playing a younger version of Ryan Reynolds, and they're like buddied up together. And if you've ever wanted to see a movie of two versions of Ryan Reynolds arguing with each other for
That
90
sounds
minutes,
great.
it's hilarious.
That sounds wonderful.
And the kid they got, his name's Walter Scobell. He's the Percy Jackson. He's playing Percy Jackson now, but he got his start on this movie. Like I think Ryan Reynolds like found him. Hilarious. Like he does young Ryan Reynolds.
Is he Canadian as well, or is he just?
I don't know if he's Canadian, but there's that really famous clip of him doing with Ryan Reynolds like in the car with him. He like does the opening monologue from Deadpool 2 line for line.
That's
funny.
awesome.
Yeah, it's really funny.
The casting decision is actually something I want to talk about. Michael J. Fox, like they wanted him, but he was on, Family Ties.
Yeah.
Which was the like sitcom that Michael J. Fox was in, and they were like, he's like not gonna be able to do anything.
He
They,
was
like,
on
stopped
Family
him.
Ties.
Yeah, and while doing this, so he would do Family Ties from like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then Back to the Future from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Oh my
He would
goodness.
sleep in a car that drove him back to the set of Family Ties, and he would be woken up, thrown in the shower, and makeup for Family Ties, and then he would go from Family Ties to Back to the Future.
That's crazy.
And was he
sleeping
17?
like 4 hours?
And was he
I
17?
think he was 17.
Gosh.
But yeah, the alternative casting decisions before they could get Michael J. Fox were Johnny Depp, John Cusack, Charlie Sheen, and then who they originally shot the movie with, Eric Stoltz. I don't know if
Oh,
a lot of
really?
people know this. The movie,
They shot it?
5 weeks of shooting was already done with Eric Stoltz, but he was like serious. Like Marty's like likable.
Yeah.
And he was taking it too seriously, so they fired him and then convinced Universal to fund them reshooting 5
Yeah.
weeks worth of work, which was like a $3 or $4 million mistake.
I'm just reminding
because
myself.
they finally got Michael J. Fox.
What are you
I'm trying to remember
yourself?
who Eric Stoltz looks like. He just looks like knockoff Marty McFly.
He does, which is sadly his legacy, and I think that's kind of sad. But he didn't
yeah.
click with the cast, and
Yeah,
when
that
interviewed about
happens.
being in the movie, he's like, I don't like it. Like he's like, I don't think I fit. So like it was just a universal.
Yeah,
from
just
what
like
I
this
can
isn't
tell.
right.
Yeah,
What's it? Wait, is he in
else
Pulp
is he?
Fiction?
yeah, I think he is in Pulp
Oh yeah,
Fiction.
he was Lance.
Who's Lance? I'm trying
Lance.
to remember Lance. Who's
Um,
is he? No. I remember Lance. Is he the?
They mention him so many times.
Yeah, I've like heard I have a memory of them saying Lance in
Lance.
hold on, Pulp Fiction. Sorry guys,
he's
we
not the
can't-
what?
No, that's Brett. Yeah, it's the drug dealer. That's a prank call.
Yeah,
That's the guy like when they like find out he
Oh, it's
overdosed.
this
He's like,
guy.
Are you on a cell phone right now?
yeah.
Prank call.
So
I mean, at least he was in it.
He's so that
movie.
scene
But he's-
when they're in the
he's-
apartment. But no, yeah, that's
Oh,
sad.
sorry. Yeah. No, I
But
was just
no,
gonna
yeah.
say that he's less flawed of a character, whereas like Michael J. Fox is this lovable, like flawed. We often
Is this like he's hateable, but he's likable, and like you do like him?
yeah in
I-
80s movies, we
yeah.
see like the protagonist that has one tragic flaw or has no flaws, but then they have people that they care about. So
Yeah.
like that's their downfall. Marty McFly does not have a tragic flaw. He is a failure.
Yeah, he's just a failure.
He's late. He's failing his grades. His dad's getting pushed around by his boss.
His band goes nowhere.
Yeah, it's like his band. Everything about Marty
Imagine
McFly's life
going
is
to
shutting down except for the woman.
Imagine, just I want like, and I don't know, maybe you did have this, and I feel very sorry for you. Imagine having a principal that goes out of your way to pin you to a wall just because you were late.
It's intimate.
Pins you to a wall and goes, "No McFly has ever accomplished anything in the history of the world, and neither will you."
History of Hill Valley.
Like,
Yeah.
who
and
says
he's like,
that?
That's four. That's a fourth late
Yeah.
slip. I think that makes 4 in a row.
Like, who? What
And the
principal?
sad thing
I
is
love
that
that.
nobody knows he saved the day. I guess it was his own mistakes that he
Yeah,
did, but
but
like
I
nobody
mean-
knows that he was traveled back in time because he can't tell anybody that. Nobody will believe him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not in this tragic circumstance. He's just kind of like a person. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
he's
And
just
his
kinda like,
family
I'm
isn't
a-
like struggling economically. Even they have like one family member in jail, but
Yeah.
they're kind of just all like generally unhappy, and you can tell by like his brother works at McDonald's and his dad gets pushed around at his job. Like that
Yeah.
they're gonna be forever stuck in like lower middle class
Yeah.
America. There is no hope for this family. So
Oh,
like,
you
when
just feel
see at
sad.
the
Like this
end that,
sucks. Like you're just like this sucks before they go back in time. You're like, why?
yeah,
why
it's
do
just-
I care?
It's a sad family in the 80s. Like they're
Yeah.
not really struggling. It's 1985.
Yeah.
Like they're just like your typical white family. Like,
Yeah, I
they're
mean it's
fine.
it's an 80s film.
know.
They're not going to be struggling economically as a white middle class family. I know
Yeah.
my sister actually, fun little sidebar. My sister wrote a pretty interesting essay where she did a dual study of Breakfast Club and then Do the Right Thing, and about
Oh,
the
really?
two different experiences of America in the 80s. Because like Breakfast Club is like, you don't understand me, and they're all like pretty well off middle class people. Whereas Do the Right Thing is about like one block in like Brooklyn of a lower class family and like about race issues during the 80s and like those drastic
filmmakers
feelings.
doing a lot of different things.
Yeah.
In the
But
80s.
But no, Back to the Future, I wouldn't say it's like the best 80s film ever made. You could make that argument. I still think there's plenty of John Hughes that I think are better than that film. Sorry.
Oh, no,
Sorry,
no offense
Crispalicious, but
offense
it's really good. It is a really solid movie, and great cast. It's just solid. Like there's nothing I could say like it blows me out of the water, but it's
Ooh.
but like it didn't blow me. But it's also I don't think
the
I
clock
can.
tower scene builds tension
Yes.
better than almost any other movie scene.
I will
I've ever-
admit that's the one scene I've seen more recently. That clock tower scene where like it's not plugging in and he's having
Well,
to.
yeah, and the thing is, they're shooting down on Marty or level for the majority of those shots.
Yeah.
So Marty is so small, and the car won't start. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not going to spoil like what
Yeah.
happens, but and then you go to Doc, and they're shooting up on Doc, and he's massive, and he's on top of this clock tower, like barely hanging on,
Yeah.
like Christopher Lloyd, and he's like trying to connect.
And
you know,
that
the
shot
circuit.
though, when it's
So like it's like
all
this
time.
massive
Yeah.
situation from a director's standpoint. It's this massive situation, and then how insignificant Marty feels in that. And you as an audience like can't help but put yourself in Marty's like, you know, like everything's right, and then the car won't start, and it's like
Yeah.
and he's like, come on. I love
But
that.
yeah.
So great. And I think in conclusion that there's absolutely no reason to like hate this movie, despite the the terrorists is the one thing that didn't age
Terrorist,
well.
and if you're weird about a kid trying to date his young version of his mom.
Well, he's
other
not
movie
trying
studios
to.
at the time actually turned it down because they said it wasn't like raunchy and perverted enough.
Oh,
They-
really?
They were looking for teen love that had like
No.
hookups and drama. So
No.
they actually got turned down from a few studios for it being
Because it's
too
it's
calm,
just
'cause
PG,
it's really
right?
calm. Yeah,
it's just a
'cause
PG film.
the
right?
like for like I guess this is a content warning spoiler. The most that happens in that movie between his mom is just like a light kiss, and neither of them like it.
yeah.
They were like, when I kiss you, it feels like I'm kissing my brother, and they're like so weirded out by it, and then they don't like it. Yeah, I know.
That's like that
Um,
doesn't weird me out. I don't think as much as in Meet the Robinsons. Like the whole like after they know everything, him talking to his wife as an adult is weird. Like when he's a kid and she's an adult in the future and they have a conversation, that weirds me out. Like I think that's weirder to me than what goes on in Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And like she gives the young version of her husband advice about when they're eventually married. And that scene is like, what? Let's be done with this scene,
Yeah,
please.
I think it's kind of funny though. Like that discomfort is like
yeah, and I get that's
it's
where
like funny from a character perspective because it's this massive
Yeah.
situation. But obviously you have to think about character relationships,
Yes.
and that being like a driving relationship is what makes it
Yeah.
sci-fi comedy.
my
Almost.
my favorite
That and
parts
Christopher
though
Lloyd.
about those is like when Doc will say something in like his Doc way and then Marty will kind of translate for us. So like he says, I forget the jargon he spews out, and then Marty's like, wait, Doc, are you saying my mom got the hots for me? And like that's how he like simplifies it to just that.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, you have to get her to take your father to this ritual, this
Oh, yeah.
mating ritual." And he's like, "The dance?"
The
He's
dance?
Like, yes, it's
Yeah,
a
like-
socially acceptable, time for people to get together. I love that.
Yeah,
and it's
no.
so funny.
Yeah, all that like
I just think looking back on the movie and like, it's just so good. Like,
and it has a really great musical adaptation.
yes, there's a musical.
Yes.
And it's really cool.
adaptation.
And apparently
A
what
huge fan base
what
still.
they do with the car is insane. Was it
Yeah,
Jason that went our old guy, that guy Jason
Jason saw it on Broadway.
on Broadway and like the
at
car
the end, the car lifts up and flies over the audience.
like the first movie.
like over like
crazy.
the
And he was on the
balcony.
balcony.
Like, he
and
was on the balcony.
It
so
like
he like
flew up there. It was
So they have like
crazy.
rails and stuff.
I don't,
like-
he said
I
he
don't-
had no idea. There was no rails or anything. It was just literally flying above him.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of live theater. Like
Yeah.
I see shows all the time in Nashville, and that.
maybe it'll come to T-Pack. I'm sure I wouldn't be surprised
once they tour.
because it's on Broad. It went from London. It was weird. It started in London. It just got to Broadway, so eventually they'll do a tour, I'm sure.
For sure.
It's good though.
Do you want to talk about like the social effects of this movie, like beyond what it spawned?
I mean,
do
like
that?
the time, like what it's done for time travel as a
Well, not
genre.
only that, and making like sci-fi so mainstream, like it from its cinema perspective, like not just that, but it's like besides the fact, you know, like perfect movie, whatnot, and all the Easter eggs that reward you for rewatching it. You know, Michael J. Fox has Parkinson's.
Oh yeah.
And like I googled it, his foundation has raised over $2 billion, like to this day, for Parkinson's research. So like that and Family Ties, and you know maybe Teen Wolf, like this movie like helped research heavily, like raised so much money and awareness,
Like by getting Michael J. Fox and giving him a platform.
degenerative disease.
You know,
it's so wonderful. Like it's. I don't know why I get sappy talking about it. You know, it's like a sci-fi movie, but it's just this beautiful thing. Like that movie is so important to our future and understanding of that disease. So like in a way, like Back to the Future very much helps people to this day, like with that. And I had this cute point where I'm like looking back and looking forward. This is a movie that has helped us. Like it's made us laugh, and it has changed our like understanding and public perception of you know like people with disease.
Yeah. I just want to say Michael J. Fox, truly just a hero. I mean, did you see he was playing guitar with Coldplay recently at Glastonbury? Like the big festival?
He
was playing guitar.
He actually
like, he was
played
playing
in the movie too.
And he was playing the movie, but like he was playing like with them on a song. Like they brought him out. Like that's awesome. And like he's
learned
still
all the riffs on set.
He still does like public appearances. Like he's still very, you know.
Yeah, I saw him recently for people who follow the National Hockey League. He attended all the Rangers games,
Like-
even though the Rangers didn't make it to the Cup final.
But
Who won?
Florida Panthers.
That's right.
Which is awesome because that franchise has never won a Stanley Cup, and there are a lot of players.
I
on
think
that
it's
team I
so
care
interesting that Florida has a hockey team.
about. Florida has two hockey.
Yeah, the
teams.
two hockey teams. Yeah,
Tampa Bay Lightning.
my.
and the fact that they're like the state that's the most south.
Yeah,
there's
like, there's
no
no
natural
ice.
ice there
Yeah.
ever. Yeah.
They're basically the Cool Runnings of hockey.
Yeah,
Yeah, but their team was like almost half Canadian, I believe. And
They got
yeah,
it from
because
up
you know like
north.
the players are from all over.
Yeah. If you don't know, Cool Runnings is a film about the Jamaican bobsled team for the Olympics, and the joke being that there's nowhere
speaking of
to
the
bob
Olympics,
yeah,
the
that's
Olympics are coming
happening.
up.
Anyway, it's time to
Nobody
give.
cares
I think.
about it.
I think it is.
Heard about it.
I think it is time to give our final thumbs up on Back to the Future. I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
3 thumbs up.
Thumbs
That's
up.
a triple thumb right there.
Right
That's
there.
really
Oh.
impressive.
Whoa!
Thumbs up.
Look
From Kiran. Thank you.
No, wait. Did
Yeah.
nobody else see that?
Oh, did you line it up?
Oh, see, look.
Whenever you do a thumbs
Can I-
up, the little like bubble pops up.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, it's like the
Yeah, it's the reacts
Apple
like on
technology.
FaceTime.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
You do thumbs
Hey,
down.
no thumbs down. No,
You
it's
do,
a
like,
good movie.
double Peace signs. It does fireworks.
And then if you
confetti,
do
yeah.
this,
Whoa.
it's rave. Wait.
Oh,
yeah, send it. Oh yeah.
Yeah. I didn't know you could do that. That is
Isn't that great?
awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah,
I didn't
y'all got
know
a little.
I thought that only worked on FaceTime.
But yeah, no spoilers, despite the fact that our audience has had 39 years.
I'm sure.
As
yeah.
of the day that this episode
Yes.
is releasing,
As you
July
see this.
3rd is the like birth date of Back to the Future's release in theaters.
Yeah, that is such a summer
39
blockbuster.
years.
Wow.
It is such a summer
So
blockbuster.
next year is 40.
Next year's 40, which means
Yeah.
they'll be showing it at the theater
Yeah.
again.
All right.
I'm so excited. But yeah, as Jackson said in a previous episode, it has a good, rich, consistent story. Like there's
Yeah.
not like this sad B plot where like they have everything together and then this falls apart. You know,
Okay.
it's not something like that.
I
It's
would
just-
like to take a second to talk about how you're pulling quotes from previous episodes.
Yeah, this guy. Let's just give him a round of applause for his prep.
How many episodes I've heard about it have you listened to?
I think I've missed like 1 or 2 episodes of season 2, and I watched all but like the last 2 episodes of season 1.
That's more than
Wow.
I've watched.
Yeah.
And the only
He hasn't
reason
even finished
I-
Dark
I haven't
Mode.
even watched the Dark
The
Mode
only reason I
episode.
missed the other ones is
Sorry, Kieran.
that
Wow.
YouTube, like when I watch YouTube on my phone, right? Because
Yeah.
like I like to watch it in like bed and stuff, and like when I click on a video, I have this glitch. Either YouTube will crash or my brain will glitch, and I'll just get distracted and do something else.
Yeah.
But on the history, it'll say the bars all the way.
Yeah, mine
Because
does that too.
if you watch
Yeah.
just a split
Yeah.
second of a YouTube video, sometimes it says you watch the full thing.
Yeah.
Especially
So I'll
live
be like,
streams.
oh yeah, I did watch that, and then I realize like when I'm looking at the title, I'm like, I actually didn't
watch that.
So I didn't.
Yeah.
I did miss those. But the beats in this movie are consistent, and watching it and rewatching it just rewards you time and time and time and time again. That was my ending for that.
Time, no pun intended. Haha, good movie. Okay.
You're gonna do the pitch game.
Yeah, we're about to. It's been a long episode.
Back to
so
the Future. Thank you for having
we've
me.
talked. Yeah, so we're gonna close it out with everyone's favorite pitch game. Crispalicious,
crazy segue.
the improviser, as always, will be part of this. So we're changing it up a little bit. We've decided to make it a little more fair. Kieran's gonna give us one broad topic. He's gonna then think of a number. We're all gonna guess it. Closest to least closest. That's gonna decide the order of who goes first and last.
Okay.
So Kieran, give us that topic, and
From
then
the voice from beyond.
yes, the
Yeah.
voice from beyond.
Are you guys familiar with Lego ideas?
Yes.
Yeah, Lego ideas.
Okay.
Lego ideas.
Okay. We need to pitch a Lego ideas.
I'm just gonna give a little brief overview. Basically, they're like user submitted creations to Lego of pretty much anything from like different pop culture stuff to like NASA stuff. It's a very broad.
Yeah, it's very
range
broad.
of
Yeah, so this will
sets.
work.
So basically, I just want you guys to give me your own best idea for Lego ideas. The only thing is,
How much time do we have to think?
as much as you need. The only
lovely.
restriction is it can't already exist.
All right.
So I'm thinking of a number, and we'll start with you, Jackson.
Wait, between 1 and 1.
Between 1 and 10.
Between 1 and 10. Okay.
So we'll start with you, Jackson.
All right.
Whoever's closest goes first.
Let's go with 7.
Okay.
3.
3. Okay.
9.
Walker actually got it. It was
Yeah.
9. So we'll go
right.
Walker,
Crispalicious.
Crispalicious, and Jackson.
Okay. Well,
That's lovely.
now I gotta think about it. This is so hard because like I'm worried I'm gonna say something that is already a Lego set.
I already know
If
mine.
you do,
Well, then you
I'll
just
let
don't
you
win the
know.
pitch.
I
Okay.
know mine.
And like, if it's like adjacent, it's fine.
Yeah.
Y'all better not.
Oh.
But I think mine's pretty.
Perfect. I have a perfect idea. So, we're all aware of the great animation studio in Japan, Studio Ghibli, right?
Yes.
Amazing character designs, amazing settings.
Princess Mononoke.
Princess Mononoke, which I actually made Jackson watch recently.
Seen
I
Howl's
enjoyed it.
Moving Castle?
I have not.
That's my favorite.
Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away, Boy and the Heron, Porco Rosso,
I've watched so many
Pompoko.
of those recently.
Yeah, they're all really good. They're all really great. Don't you think the fan base would love to have like their own dioramas and be able to recreate the most iconic scenes from those movies in Lego form? So a Lego Studio Ghibli line where they just kind of have all the characters and I got fireworks. That timed perfectly. Look at that.
Oh, wow. I guess the
but you
pitch
can
was
have
really
like
good.
you can have like the no
Sad rain.
but you can have like the cat bus from My Neighbor Totoro. You can have Porco's plane and Porco Rosso. You can have the train and Spirited Away all in Lego form. I think that would actually be very popular, and I think that would actually be very successful because people really like those films, and I think being able to recreate it because also and the characters are so cute and it'd be fun to see all the characters and worlds in
I
minifigure
have seen
form.
people building that from scratch online, but
Yeah.
I have not seen that
As like a Lego
as
ideas.
something.
So that's my pitch.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
I have a pitch.
All right.
You're-
let's hear it.
You have a
You go.
pitch.
So people have like built stadiums of sports teams like on their own, but I think it'd be a really smart idea if Lego were to partner with a major sports organization like the MLB or the NHL or the NFL and sell arenas of that sports team's arena. So like here in Nashville, we have the Nashville Predators, which they play in Bridgestone Arena. So like you could make, or is it Nissan now?
No,
It's
Nissan
Bridge-
is football.
Is Titans?
Titans.
Okay.
It's
Bridgestone
So
is-
yeah, sorry, my limited sports knowledge, and I think it would be great to sell like the arenas and maybe like the players because you could get a bunch of minifigures and like as many Lego sets as there are teams, and like I would buy that.
And it'd be cooler because if you got two arenas, then you could make that like the away team and stick the away team in a different
Yes,
arena.
exactly.
I don't know
Well,
why I'm
and
helping
not
you.
only-
We're against each other. I'm gonna.
No, you're good. Not only that, but you can see the different sizes of the arenas.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
And-
have them
and-
to a set
yeah,
scale. Like
And like arenas are, like historical places. Like, like in New York, it's like the Garden, and like it's like stuff like that where it's just like these iconic places, and you can see how much smaller the older arenas are compared
Yeah.
to the new ones. And I think that'd be just like
That
a
would be really
massive audience of people that you
Yeah.
can get, like sports fanatics.
All right, I like that.
interesting.
Thank you,
Jackson, you ready?
All right.
Jackson,
This is one where I actually have a decent one prepared. We've seen roller coaster Lego sets, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Let me introduce to you water slide Lego sets. So think
Hot Wheels
about it.
cars.
Think about it.
Like the
It can-
Hot Wheel sets.
It can slide. So you have a Lego raft,
working for me.
and you have a
Like a raft.
yes, and you can slide it down all the way, and you can put actual real water on this Lego set. And Lego has motors and stuff, and you can put a pump into the higher end ones that pump the water through and just continuous flow, like it's as if it's like a water fountain.
Okay.
And so you can just always like send a raft down to the bottom, and it could even be like you'll have like
a little conveyor that sends the raft out.
yeah, you could have that as well, and you could have like a toilet bowl ride, or I don't know the names of them, or like
Splash
the
Mountain sort of deal, but Lego.
yeah, exactly.
alright.
That's
See-
not a water. That's a water ride.
Well, it's
a
on a
log ride.
track.
But it's a log ride. It's
Oh,
a water slide.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
you said
that's
water
true.
Slide, like, oh,
water slide.
Yeah,
as
Jackson, I do
meant
need
more.
some clarification. Are you talking about like water
I
slides?
meant water slide, like
my fault.
I forget what they're called. Like, what's the co-park of Dollywood?
Oh, I have no
Like
idea.
Splash and Safari.
Yeah, sure.
At
Yeah.
Holiday World.
Yeah.
Or like what's the one in Six Flags? There's a
So
water
it's
park in
not.
Six
It's
Flags.
like the big water slides.
Yeah, like actual huge water
Yeah,
slides,
okay.
like theme park water slides, and there could be like branded ones as well
Hmm.
from like Universal or Disney.
Are the water
and-
parks in Disney
like
any
that.
good? I've never gone to a
Yeah,
water park.
yeah,
in
they're
I've
good.
been to
Good?
Blizzard
Pretty good.
Beach. It's pretty fun.
I went as a kid.
the one so at the Whirlpool in Disney, they had these special speakers underwater to where you're above, but then you go underwater, you can still hear the music the same.
Oh, that's cool.
They adjust the speakers
Is-
to
Now, do you have to be like in a like? Is it anyone can go, or do
it's
you have to?
have more tickets.
You
for
have
it.
to. You have to have a ticket.
Yeah, for that
Okay,
park. Yeah.
for that
but
they
it's
have two
much
different.
cheaper. Than
I'm
like
assuming
a,
it's
like
cheaper
Magic
than
Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom or something.
Universal has a really good water park as well.
I would
At least
say
I've heard.
Universal and SeaWorld's water parks are better.
Have
I'm
you been to
assuming- I bet-
Universal's?
I have not, but I've seen a lot
I
of
heard
videos of it.
they're.
And it looks
I heard they're really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I-
Jackson.
Yeah,
forgot-
I-
Jackson
SeaWorld's
forgot
a
to
little-
bring
I
this
totally
up.
forgot
Oh.
this. I brought a Lego recreation. I just totally knocked.
I
off
have
one of
like the
them.
big one.
Give me 1 second.
I don't have it here, but I have that big.
The big one?
Yeah,
Yeah.
The big
it's at my dad's work.
So this
So
is a Lego.
DeLorean.
A Lego DeLorean.
And while they enjoy that, Kiran, who is the winner of this pitch game?
Well, let me just start off by saying I think all three ideas were great,
Yes,
but
I
I'm
think this-
gonna narrow it down to two.
Okay.
So, Crispalicious, I really liked your idea with the stadiums,
Thank you.
but I do think over time that they would start to get kind of boring as builds because most stadiums do tend to look the same. I like that you acknowledge there was a historical aspect, but unfortunately for this reason, I think I have to eliminate you
Oh, all right.
Ooh.
from this
Mm.
That's
conversation.
fine. That's fine.
So now it's between Jackson and Walker. I really like both of yours. Both of yours have
Staged.
great display factor, great opportunities for building. Walker, I think yours is a little bit better in that there's so much you could do with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think at the end of the day, I have to give it to Jackson because Jackson has the play ability built into his idea.
Not
So
kids
Jackson,
reenacting
you've
their
won
favorite
this pitch
sports
game.
teams.
Yeah,
I just
second
wanna-
win.
But Lego isn't. I just want to get Lego out of the way. Lego, this is from me to you. We both know you're not a kid's toy anymore, and you're not even a toy anymore. You are an adult display system.
That is
that is
actually
all
very
you
true.
are now. And so
That's
that is
why
what I was
think
going for.
Stadiums would do well.
No one's
adults would do
playing
that.
with the Tower of Barad-dûr because no kid that wants to play with the Tower of Barad-dûr has $450. And once you build it, you never want to like touch it or accidentally break it.
Yeah.
You keep Sauron and I just like no one's touching that thing. Sorry, that's just my
Walker's
little
mad.
rant. I'm just mad at Lego right now.
I have
like
to
the water
agree with
slide.
you though. Like I feel like they don't make any sets anymore. Like I got there was like some Star Wars collectors thing, and I bought the Invisible Hand. It's like a little display about like this long for people who can't see me, which is everyone. That's about like 10 inches long.
Yeah.
But anyways, I have not touched it once since I built it like a month ago. But it looks great as a display piece.
And that's what I feel like people who like Ghibli films, that's what they would use it for. So they kind of have their cool scenes.
Hey, I saw the SLS at Best Buy. It's a lot smaller than I thought it'd be.
Yeah, it's mostly launch tower, which is kind of surprising. But
I would get the STS instead.
Yeah.
Can I give a shout out?
What? Oh, the space shuttle.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Just on the topic of Legos, Bands D Bricks is a longtime
Yes.
supporter
Oh,
of
yeah.
the Heard About It podcast, like in almost every comment section.
Yes. And he also has some
Andy
Lego
Bricks has
videos.
a massive Lego collection and videos.
There's
on
some
it.
videos. I don't think he's posted them forever though, but you should check out the videos still. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So that's fun.
Jackson wins this pitch game today. I guess I'll win the next
Congratulations.
one. Congratulations. Thank you
Good.
so much for
I
tuning
think
in.
that is officially the longest episode.
That's got to be a long episode,
Oh,
but
Hour and
An
12
hour
minutes.
a deserved long
Yeah.
Oh my
episode with
goodness.
our amazing guest, Crispalicious.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
for
How would you
Honor.
rate your time on this podcast? Now that
Rate my
you've been
time?
watching it this
3 thumbs
long.
up.
Three thumbs
Three
up.
thumbs up.
Yeah, 3
Wow.
thumbs up.
He's
Get
got
3
two
thumbs up
arms
for
and
the
he's
camera?
still
Yeah,
doing
3 thumbs up for the camera.
Fireworks.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see y'all in a little bit. I don't think we'll have a new episode. Well,
We'll have one next
we
week.
should have one next week, and then probably not the next week, but
We'll get
we'll figure it out. We're gonna give
maybe
y'all the schedule.
I can convince Jason to come in and Kiran and Jason run an episode.
We'll maybe do an episode. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. As always, we'll see you next time.
Watch
Goodbye.
Back to the Future.
Watch Back to
Yeah.
the Future if you haven't seen it.
Go see
And
it.
goodbye.
I promise you'll like it.
Yeah.
Thank
See
you for
ya.
having me. Heard about it.
Bye.